in Muskegon County, and I'm the emergency manager for the county, and we're going to give an update regarding the storm that occurred yesterday and what we've been working on and doing over the last couple days. And I have Norm Kapala, the Vice President of Operations here. He's going to speak a little bit to the outage situation and restoration, and also the water event that they had today.
Well, thank you, and good evening, everyone. We really appreciate the collaboration with the public safety officials, emergency managers, as we work through this significant weather event. And most importantly, the patience of our customers. And we know that loss of energy is a significant event, brings many challenges. That was very apparent today. And we had a water giveaway that was very highly attended, and it is something that we did to give back to the community because the community is in need. We talk about the restoration efforts. We have restored over 135,000 customers to date, with about 38,000 customers remaining across the state. The vast majority of those, about 24,000 customers, in Muskegon County. So how are we doing that, and what is the progress? We have over 250 tree crews engaged across the state, over 450 line crews engaged across the state, and that leads us to the majority of our customers will be restored by noon tomorrow on Thursday, with the hardest hit areas going into the night tomorrow night, late into the night on Thursday night. So as we think about the restoration efforts, the safety of our crews, the safety of our customers, the community is very important. I ask that as you see our trucks, that you give space to our trucks so the line crews can do their job in restoration safely and efficiently. And then also, if anything changes, to call consumers at our 477-5050 number so we can address any emerging issues. Thank you.
Now I'm going to introduce Chief Gagnon from Norton Shores Fire, and he's going to talk a little bit about public safety and some other issues.
Thank you, Renee. Good evening. Again, I'm Bob Gagnon. I'm the fire chief for the city of Norton Shores, but I'm also the representative for all of Muskegon County fire departments in our emergency operations center here. My job here is to coordinate with all the area fire departments, and I just wanted to ensure the public that we are out there assessing the needs in each one of the jurisdictions, and they report back the needs of their respective areas, and then I work collaboratively with everybody in the EOC to make sure we get them needs addressed as soon as possible. We've been focusing primarily on the roadways, getting them opened up into areas that have been previously shut down, no ingress or egress. So we're working methodically with that. We've made quite a bit of improvements on that, but as you know, there are still a lot of work to be done, so we ask for your patience there. I do want to caution everybody while everybody wants to get out and clear the roadways and clear the debris, to be cautious of doing so with the thought of possibly having electrical lines in that debris. That is a significant hazard that you really need to be aware of and be cautious of. I also want to stress, stay away from them down power lines as well. Just treat everything as though it was live, and also the caution people on the use of generators. Every year we seem to have generators where people are succumbed by the carbon monoxide, and I want to caution you to make sure the generators are at a safe distance away from your home doors and windows, so you don't have that carbon monoxide enter into the home. So fire crews are diligently working out into the communities, again assessing the damage, assessing what the needs are, and reporting it back to emergency management. So we will continue to do that until every hazard is mitigated and taken care of. I'm very proud to work with the county officials here who have been working diligently, getting the needs that our crews have been reporting that they've been needing coming in. It's a proud moment to be a fire chief and working in this environment and helping get the needs to residents that we need to get out there. So thank you very much.
So I'm going to speak a little bit to what we did this afternoon, what we've been doing the past couple days. Again, as Chief said, we've been working in a unified command situation in the EOC where we're all collaborating and working together with public safety, dispatch, Consumers Energy, with citizens who are sending requests out, with county administration. And today, this afternoon, some assistance from the MSP Aviation Unit. We did a flyover of areas of Whitehall, Dalton Township, and White Lake to take a look at damage that occurred there from overhead. Tomorrow, we will have teams on the ground doing damage assessment. They may knock on doors, they may just do some front of the building in various areas. So you'll see some teams out there. We're going to have iPads. They are emergency services teams, and don't be concerned by them being there. You can ask who they are if you want to, but just letting you know that there are going to be some teams out there doing damage assessment, boots on the ground, and we will take the data that we get from that and do some evaluations and see where we go from there. We're going to continue to work to take care of the citizens of Muskegon County and make sure that we recover from this situation, and we appreciate everyone's patience and cooperation. Thank you very much. Any questions for anybody?
When you did the flyover, what were some things that you saw up in that northern part of the county?
Trees on homes, a lot of tree damage in wooded areas. We'll be looking at the video more closely to make sure that we've caught everything. There probably will be a drone team from MSP also doing a little bit more mapping and looking, because this was sort of an overview to see if we could figure out where exactly the damage is, and then we can drill down deeper and get more specific.
And then also on the roads, yesterday the Michigan State Police were saying that they were 50% impassable in the county. Do you know where we're at now? Is that down to a certain percentage point?
Do we have an update on that?
Don't have an update as far as a percentage, but I know working in the EOC throughout the day-to-day, they have making some significant strides in opening up a lot of the roadways, but I'm not able to give a percentage at this point.
Question for the fire chief as well. You mentioned as a part of the EOC helping to kind of provide the different needs that are being communicated from the different departments in the county. Are you able to specify kind of what some of those needs have been over the past 24 hours?
Well, I think a lot of the needs that were coming in were the immediate needs to get consumers, crews out on live power lines where we had people trapped in their vehicles, unable to get out. So we helped to work with Consumers Energy to expedite crews out there to get that addressed. Obviously, trees on homes, we needed to get fire crews out to assess the damage and help evacuate people out of the homes. So you're, at the initial onset of a disaster like that, you're getting an influx of potentially hundreds of calls at that point on a lot of the same thing. So.
And now, kind of the day after, what are some of the different needs that are being, called in now?
So some of the calls that have come in now are just really, like you had asked, the timing for the power to be restored. We have had some requests for oxygen and people that have the need to make sure that they're still on oxygen, so we've been addressing that as they come in. But today we're starting to see that we're starting to get ahead of a lot of this initial onset of the calls, so that they haven't been as emergent as they were yesterday, but crews are still taking it as serious and working as quickly as they can.
And also, when we were in some communities, especially in Whitehall yesterday, there were some neighborhoods where when trees fell, it also kind of brought up, gas lines, and there are some gas leaks in neighborhoods. Are you able to give a number on, how many of those kind of different, gas leaks may have occurred because of the storm?
I don't have that specific number. I do know that them calls were coming in, strong smell of gas in the area, and they were dealt with, accordingly with fire crews and gas companies. Crews were out there, but an exact number, I don't have that at this point.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
How do you prioritize, what's more emergent to send people to versus, things that can wait a little bit?
I think you prioritize life safety right there at the top. Is there a life in danger? And then we prioritize it according to that. We know that down power lines are dangerous, that people need to stay away from them. But if we have an incident where we have somebody trapped with a down power line on top of them, that immediately gets escalated to the top to get addressed. And then we start working down the priority list from there. But they're all priorities, but unfortunately in this situation you have to prioritize in emergency services that top priority, and it's life safety.
A question for emergency manager. You talked about the flyover you did today. I know you have visuals. You're looking at different information. Just what is the goal of that flyover? What information and data were you trying to collect from doing that today?
Well, it's a big county, and we needed to really pinpoint the areas that we need to concentrate on with our more drilled down damage assessment that we're going to be doing on foot tomorrow. And that was just kind of helpful to nail down where those areas are. One of the layers in the video on the flyover actually has street names on it, so we're able to look at those street names and know where we need to go back to.
Are you able to, I know it might be too early, but at this point, are you able to kind of share, what are those specific areas where you will be prioritizing tomorrow?
The areas kind of with the most damage would be the areas in White Lake, Whitehall area, Dalton Township, Lakewood Club. Those areas got hit pretty good, and they're the northernmost areas of the county. And there may be some other, there are some other areas of the county that have some damage also, and we'll be visiting those on foot tomorrow. You're welcome.
Just one last question for Mr. Vice President. You said that some of the most impacted communities could see their power come back instead of going late into Thursday night. Would you be able to kind of specify what communities you're referring to, people that live there, and also for people who are just kind of watching now, would you be able to reiterate that timeline that you said earlier for power restoration?
Absolutely. We're confident in the staffing that we have, the resources that we have, both in line crews and in tree crews, that the majority of the customers will be restored by 12 o'clock tomorrow, really midday tomorrow. The highly impacted areas, when you look at our outage map, those highly impacted areas are the large areas that are in red. Use that as a visual management guide. Those areas will go into the evening of Thursday, late evening of Thursday, as we work towards restoration. So what we'll do, we will clear up one area, and we will continue to move those crews in the highly impacted areas. We'll keep adding resources as much as we can so that they can work productively in that one area altogether.
Go ahead.
We've got the state police helicopter here assisting. Has there been any other assistance from the state?
So we've had some assistance from the Region 6 district coordinator, as well as other. So as an emergency manager in Region 6, which is 13 counties, including this county, we have a district coordinator from MSP assigned. And generally, if I need additional resources, I'll call him, and he can get those for me, including the aviation support that we received today. And possibly the drone support we'll receive tomorrow. Also, help with damage assessment. Ottawa County is helping out with some staff. They're sending over some equalization staff and possibly some other volunteers from the CERT MRC teams. They're going to come out and help do damage assessment. Damage assessment is a trained skill, and so we probably will also be doing some just-in-time training tomorrow morning for any volunteers that don't have as much experience. The most experienced ones we will pair up with a less experienced person. But I think we're looking at possibly 10 or 11 teams tomorrow of 2 or 3 people. Anything else? Okay.
Thank you for all the work you guys have been doing this past couple 24 hours.
Our citizens are very important to us, and we want to make sure that everybody's okay and that we can recover from this and be a more resilient community as a result.